Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Alrighty, if you want to follow me on Instagram, go to AIH_sports. Now, I thought I have stated this numerous times. I think people get confused on what I say, and I see comments from time to time saying, okay, you think the market's going to crash in 3 years. Okay, or 2 to 3 years. I want to focus on now. And I understand that sentiment. And I tell people that I think for me, going in the card market, it may be a little more tricky than it was maybe 3, 4 years ago, where everything was cheap. Now prices have been elevated. Some cards, I'll show you, like this Russell Wilson card, ungraded. I bought it at $2, and it went all the way to about, I could take it out of the pack too. Maybe it'll be clear. I'm going to sell some of these, but right, I got about $2 a piece. Now, the upper end cards, people that think they're tens, those could go for $40. Some cards that aren't tens probably could go for $20. Or not 20, yeah, $20. So that's about a tenfold increase within a few years time frame when I bought it for the crappiest cards. For the high end cards, it's gone up 20-fold. Just think about the math, right? Most investments, they do not go up that high that fast. Some of these cards, if you pick the right player at the right time and it's very scarce and over time it becomes high in demand, okay, you could have crazy returns. If you bought a Tom Brady rookie card in 2002, where many people were not buying the Tom Brady rookie card, and then you sent it to Beckett, it's a high grade auto, it's a high grade card, you're going to do well year after year after year because Tom Brady is a unique athlete. For most athletes, though, you're not going to see that return because most cards are not as scarce as that and they're not as high in demand. So you're not going to see a huge decrease in the card price. Even the market crashes, that card would probably be worth holding on to. People that hold on to those cards in 2007, 2008, 2009, they did pretty well for themselves if they held it up to today. Now, I want to talk about what my strategy is, and I think I've stated this numerous times, but I'm going to go at it again. Anything that I believe is a common card. This is a common rookie card of Russell Wilson. So I'm getting rid of all of these. And on top of it, if a card has gone up at least tenfold in about a few years, that's a good return. And I've stated that the S&P 500, it returns about, on a good year, 18%. Very good year. Average year, what, 10%? 7 to 10%? And I'm talking about this one card, one single card, $2 purchase. If you're talking about what, a 10% increase year over year, I mean, that's nothing. It's what, 40 cents at most? If you want to look at the high end. Regardless, regardless, I could get, I could tenfold my money within a few years. That beats the S&P by a whole bunch. And yeah, people say, oh, it's only a $2 card. I'm just using percentage wise. And I'm also looking at some of these Mahomes cards that I bought. I have about 50 of these, I think. I only have, what, 30 of these? These are Leaf cards. I bought it because at the time, I noticed something special with Patrick Mahomes. I believe that this guy, if he doesn't get injured, he could be replacing Brady. But Brady, who knows how long Brady will play till. He could play for 3, 4 more years. I doubt it. I think he's going to retire probably by the end of next year. I could be wrong. Regardless, who's going to be the new face of the NFL? Lamar Jackson, maybe Patrick Mahomes, if he doesn't get injured. If he's attacked like he was during the Super Bowl this year, he's not going to be playing that long. But I bought these cars, what, $4? And I have to check the price on eBay. It's volatile. Sometimes if it looks like a good card, it's at least double of it. And it's triple. With the supply on eBay, there's so many of these cars out there. Why would I want to keep something that's high in supply where we've been through the junk wax era? And this is going to be the junk slab era, in my opinion. And a lot of people have stated that. So why would I keep some cards like this that are ungraded? I'd rather buy cards that are graded from PSA in the coming future. If there is a great discount like I've stated in the next few years, I'd rather buy that. I'd rather take my profits now or in the next year and invest in graded cards in the future. And the thing is, right now, if I were to send some of these to PSA, I'm sure I could get a PSA 10. But I have done videos, or I did a video where I sent some of these Russell Wilson cards. And I got only 1.8 and 1.9. And I believe that I could have gotten a higher grade if I sent those cards maybe 2 years ago. And in my opinion, they're grading much harshly. Most people agree, some people they do not. So my strategy is sell the commons and keep the scarce cards. And I will still keep the scarce cards if the market crashes in the next few years. And the thing is, I'm looking at those cards for a longer term horizon. It's for maybe a decade, 2 decades. So I'm going to show you some of them. And I've showed you these cards in previous videos. 2012 Topps Gypsy Queen, number 195, Mike Trout. It's a mini Gypsy Queen on the back. You see, it's PSA 10. There aren't that many cards like this population size, and it's a mini. So when I was looking into cards, I was thinking, okay, I want to look at a Hall of Fame guy, Mike Trout. Well, he's now officially going to be in the Hall of Fame, 10 years experience. When I was investing in these cards, he technically wasn't eligible for the Hall of Fame, but I knew he'd get there, assuming that he didn't get hurt and he didn't get a career-ending injury. He is injured, though, this year. So this Mike Trout card, I noticed that it's different than the regular Gypsy cards. And I looked at previous cards of baseball players that had mini cards. I think there was Nolan Ryan. And some of his PSA 10 cards, there's a very small population size, maybe of 7 cards. And I saw that PSA 10 went for over $2,000. Now, granted, it's hard to find cards from the 70s in mint condition. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, how many of these Mike Trout cards are going to have mini in PSA 10? And this was one of his first years, 2012. So that was my thought process. So this is going to be a longer term hold. And the total cost of me grading is what, 20 some bucks, 25 bucks, including shipping. And I paid for the card maybe 14 bucks. It's 38 bucks. It was cheap in 2019. That's how amazing it was back then. I'm also looking at a 2008 Topps A&G Max Scherzer mini black border number 297. I also bought this card for about 14 bucks ungraded, and I got it total graded for 25 bucks, so about $40 to get this card graded. And same thing for about this card as well. Now it's much more expensive to get them graded. Once again, this is a mini card, and for mini cards, even though I saw some auction maybe earlier this year, 100 some bucks, if Max Scherzer wins another title, in my opinion, his cards will go higher. And the other scarce card that I have in front of me is 2013 Topps UFC Finest Khabib. So this card is one of Khabib's earliest rookie cards, and it's a refractor. It looks nice. It's numbered. It's out of 188. I think I've showed this card in about 5 or 6 videos. I really like this card. And the thing is, for scarce cards like these, I'm going to keep it no matter what. Unless the caveat is I need the money. If I need the money, I'm probably going to sell it. I also have a Mayweather card. I need the money and I don't want to go into my savings, so I'm going to sell that card. I don't know how much money I could get off of it. Um, Hopefully at least 4 to 5 grand. But regardless, so that's my strategy because I noticed a pattern. I like pattern recognition, and the pattern that I noticed is this reminds me of the 1990s, the junk wax era, where a lot of people who were in their 20s and 30s, they were aggressively investing. And now those guys are in their 50s and 60s, and some comment on my video saying that, hey, this reminds me of the 90s. I don't want to be doing what I did back then. I'm going to be very cautious when I'm investing or collecting. And Don was one of them who I interviewed earlier this year. He's saying that he's not going to go crazy throwing all this money because he's seen it before. And I look at some of these older guys are saying, and I see what mistakes they made and what they're saying now, and they're very humble. And two, I'm also looking at the economic system. I also look at fragile versus unfragile. And Nassim Taleb created this term. It's about fragility. And he said that many economic systems are fragile. It's very easy for it to disintegrate. And when you're investing in things, you want to look at systems that are anti fragile, that it could withstand a lot of craziness, a lot of volatility. Our system in 2008 was very fragile. It was dependent on housing and it crashed hard. And I've noticed with our whole economic system right now, it is very fragile that it is based upon funny money from the Federal Reserve. It's not really based on real growth. Some people say, hey, look, this company has great profit margins. Yeah, sure. But if you had normalized interest rates, the whole economy would collapse. And, they're going to start to raise interest rates maybe in the next year or so. That's going to throw in some headwinds. And then you have to look at this jabba dabba ding dong. How far is the power sector going to go with this? And you're already seeing shortages in the hospital industry. A lot of nurses are quitting because they don't want to take it for obvious reasons, because they want to get pregnant and they don't know the long-term consequences of this. So when you see a system that, in my opinion, is fragile, do you want to be aggressively investing in sports cards right as of this minute when the market is at a high? It's not at the all-time high, but it is doing pretty well right now. But at the same time, is it based on real prosperity? In my opinion, it's not. And eventually, Humpty Dumpty cannot be put back together. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the Jabba Dabba Ding Dong, and I'm looking at how our system will have problems. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And any correction, any big correction though, I'm going to be buying. I'm going to be buying probably boxes of unopened cards. I did a video last night. I'm going to be buying maybe some more of these mini cards. I like baseball, so I may look at some of these players. Maybe I may look at a Kershaw card as well. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Are you selling your commons? Are you keeping your commons? Do you think that I'm totally off base? That's fine. I'd like to hear your comments. Are you keeping your scarce cards? Are you selling your scarce cards? Let me know. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below, guys. Thanks. Bye.